Hello everyone, greetings from PayTabs technical support team. In this series, you will learn how to integrate with PayTabs through our PT2 API's endpoints. And we will walk you through the first integration type, which is the PayTabs hosted payment page. For the purpose of this series, we have created a very simple Laravel project to walk you through the integration process. But feel free to follow the steps in this series with your own project, whatever the programming language or the frameworks used to integrate with PayTabs. So, let's get started. In this video, we are going to learn how we can handle the post-payment response in our hosted payment page integration type. So, let's get started. The first thing you should know that you can find the full documentation for this part inside PayTabs support portal under the article called the Hosted Payment Page API's Integration Manual. Now, you should know that PayTabs offers different ways of receiving or handling your responses. You can check all of these ways inside our solution article. What are the 5 ways of receiving transaction responses? Here, you will see the different ways that PayTabs offers you in order to receive and handle your transaction response. Now, in this video, we are going to learn one of these transaction response handling ways, which is the post-payment response way, or what we can call the callback. Now, the callback is a very simple way of handling your response. It's a direct server-to-server request. So simply, after the payment and the transaction actually has been done successfully, PayTabs will send a request from PayTabs server to your server with all the transaction details. So all what you need to do is to provide a link, a hot link, at this link or this URL will work as an endpoint from the request for the request sent from PayTabs side. So once the PayTabs request hit this link, you will be receiving all the transaction details inside it. So let's try it out. First of all, we can see the look or the shape of the parameter, the callback parameter, in over here. If we navigate it to step 3 and we went to part to initiate the payment, and inside the optional parameter, you will see this parameter, which is a callback. Now, this is how it's look. This is the callback. And now what we need to do is to try it on. So make sure you check the solution article. You know the validation rule, the max, and all of these stuff. And one of the most things that you should know and must know is this is recommended to be an HTTPS URL, and port numbers is not allowed in this URL, so it can be a local host, for example. So now that we can or know this information, we will use webhook.site in order to create a simple link for us to test it out. Copy it over here. You will go back over here to the request payload, and you'll see I have provided the parameter over here, and now what I'm going to do is to pass this link. So as you can see, the difference between the return and the callback is that the return is not server to server, is a browser redirect. So we can't actually rely on the return request details. What you can rely on is the callback, because this is the finalized or the most correct data, because it's sent from PayTabs server to your server directly. So now we are safe, and we are going to make a simple payment. Get back to our checkout page over here. We'll fill the customer details, choose PayTabs, proceed to payment. Over here we will finish out our payment. CVV, of course, and proceed to payment. And as you can see, we have got redirected back over here. This is the return request, and let's get back to the webhook, and here you will see the request that will be sent to the callback URL. It's the more detailed request. You have all the transaction detail, the customer detail, shipping, the payment result, payment information. If you are using any optional like the user defined, you will find it in this callback. All the transaction detail will be sent, and you can then rely on this response to either update your database, make a certain action in your application or your website, and do anything you can or you want with this response. So again, we highly recommend that you rely on the callback or the post-payment response for the critical or the actions you are going to take based on the transaction made with PayTabs, and use the handle payment response or the return URL for the redirection purpose only. Now we can move to the next video.